The role of election observers is exactly that we are the eyes and the ears on the ground, the eyes and the ears of the mission. So that means that we are speaking to people, we are observing all the different stages of the election. That means that begins already with the election campaign. And then we go also to the election administration to look at their work. And we go further on to the media to look if they have free access. In a nutshell, we try to find out if all the agreements which Malawi signed and also the laws which are applying to the election process are maintained, if they are fulfilled, and for also following the standards of international elections.
A good part of the mission work we do is talking with so-called stakeholders, so the politicians, the election administrations. We visit the district commissioner, we visit the police, all kinds of people who have something to do with the elections. But we also observe the trainings, and we observe sometimes we participate in meetings. Jutta is one of the 28 districts in Malawi. It is lying on the highway, you could say, between Lilongwe and Blantyre, the two biggest cities. It's on a high level, 1200 to 1600 meters. That's very nice. For the climate is really agreeable. It's mountainous, it's beautiful. And the population is mixed what concerns tribes. The biggest part, about 2/3, is Chewa, but there are also other tribes like Goni. And the tribe culture is still very important. So there are chiefs, headmen of villages, they have an important role.
Our program for today is that we first go and meet the media, because they are also very important stakeholders in the elections. And we have here one community radio, which is normally quite close to the people, and that's why we're very interested in meeting them, to hear about how they view the election procedures or the operational things. Then next we have planned a visit to one of the training centers, because, for example, today is the second day of the training of the presiding officers and the polling station operators. Very important for us, because those will be the people who oversee the elections in the different polling centers and who manage the elections in the different polling centers. A very important role. Also, our assistant has a quite important role in it, because if parts of the interviews are in Chichewa, then for sure she translates roughly. But then we have to make sure that we both, my colleague and me, understood the same things.
And in the evening we are writing, thinking and organizing for the next days. And then there is also some time to sleep at the end.
So I've been traveling a lot. And one of these travels was also during elections in Latin America and Bolivia. And I saw what a complex build-up establishment it needs to build up the whole complexity of elections, especially in a country which has not the infrastructure our European countries have, and has not the means sometimes, and has very often also a proportion of the population which is illiterate or has only basic knowledge. And I was very, very astonished when I first saw it, how engaged the people, the voters are in this, and what kind of effort they make to reach the voting centers, the polling centers, to cast their vote. Some of them are like traveling 2 days, and then they stay in a row and they have to queue for 2 or 3 or 5 hours under the sun. And they are very proud if they could give their vote. And this, when I observed this, I decided I would like to have a little bit a closer view to the whole procedure. And that's one of the reasons I'm interested in, that I became an election observer.
As you can see, I suppose, I'm in the third phase of my life. And I was thinking I wanted that phase of my life a challenge, something totally different from what I did in my professional life. I was working in the Ministry of Finance, so I was not working in international organizations. So I think I'm also somewhat an exception among a lot of observers. Why do I want that? I am interested in countries, in people, and in the tissue of society. How is society functioning? That's interesting. And what is in the heads of people? And this work as an election observer has something to do with that. But important is also that election observation has something to do, in my opinion, with making the world a little bit better.